What's up, Star Wars nerds? And for this edition of Hyperdrives, we'll be catching up on some recent pickups of mine, starting with a couple of Phantom Menace TVC figures I've been missing. This is Ben Quadraneros and Atoga 222, his droid. He is, of course, one of the pod racers from Phantom Menace, and it's a pretty cool card back and a great looking figure. I like the paint job done on Ben. I love that character debut sticker, and check out the weathering on his droid Atoga 222. It looks very good. These are nice looking figures, and it is VC81, and there's a look at the rest of the wave and some vehicles that came out around the time. So happy to get this interesting 2-pack in my collection finally. And next up is Mohonic. If you caught my Phantom Menace episode a couple of videos back, I mentioned this was my 5th favorite Phantom Menace TVC figure currently in the line, but I did not have him. Well, after I did the video, I was kind of extra motivated to get him, and someone happened to be selling him on Facebook, so I picked it up. This is a great looking figure. I do like the paint job on this figure, and the card back is excellent. There's really nothing to complain about with this one that I can see. It is VC71. There's a look at the back of the card and the wave he came in. A great figure. I really like these pod racers. I still need to get Rats Tyrell, and I hope that eventually Hasbro makes all of the pod racers in TVC. Next, I wanted to show you how I redid the entryway to my room recently. I put some artwork there, threw up the Funko Pop Bounty Hunters. There is my first graded comic book gifted to me recently by John, the action figure grader. And I couldn't just have one, so I bought several other 9.8 graded books, including these 3 Vader books featuring Aphra and her murder droids. I love those guys. And there's an Aphra comic book I already had, not graded, next to the Aphra figure. Picked up a couple of awesome Boba Fett books there, and then there is my Star Wars number 42 Boba Fett ungraded comic book I already had next to the figure that was inspired by that book. And I put in some awesome lights I just got on Amazon for like 15 bucks. They are motion censored, and they work great. They were cheap, they were easy to install, and they light up the darker part of my room so I can check out these awesome books. And finally, I got a couple of Kenner Menton card figures back from the grader CAS. They had one of their specials where they had free expedited grading, and I mailed these off about 3 weeks ago, and they've already arrived, and that is super fast. My only issue is that they still have several Menton carded figures that I sent off around August when it was not a special, and so clearly they skipped the line for all those people to get out these special deals. So I don't know how I feel about that, but at least happy to have these back. This first one on the left is the 48 back C Forlom. I am trying to collect all of the ESB bounty hunters on the 48 back C card backs. When I sent this off, I was expecting it to most likely get a 75 grade because it's got a pretty nasty tear near the hang tab, and the gun was coming loose from the tape, and I did in fact get a 75. Got a card back 75, bubble 85, and figure 80 for the sub scores. And it is a great looking card, but you see the weapon is completely come loose and behind him. When I sent this off, it was still partially on the tape still, but during the shipment it obviously got moved around, so that's always a risk when you send things off. But overall, this is a fantastic looking card back. It's very clean aside from the tear there at the hang tab. The bubble is super clean. So it's really just got those 2 issues that led to the 75. So I'm not surprised. I kind of expected it, but very happy to have that one back. Now this next one is the 32 back B debut card for Yoda, and I was very excited for this one because it was in fantastic condition when I sent it off. And unfortunately, I got a 75 also, and I really thought I would get at least an 80 on this one because it just looks so great. Now, it does have one issue, and that is some veining in the top left corner there. And that's really the only notable issue that I can find. The bubble is immaculate. The figure is in great shape, and it just presents so nicely. Even the back is clean. Now you can see that same corner, maybe a little bit of edge wear there, so you know, maybe they dinged me on that as well, but it just seems a little bit harsh, especially for CAS. You know, AFA is famous for being really harsh, but CAS is typically a little more fair, but unfortunately not in this case. But it is what it is. But I'm still happy to have these authenticated and back in my collection. Thanks for watching.